Okay, this is workbook page 59, number 13. So the first thing is write it down. F of x equals 3/4 x plus 9. And I'm going to show you how to put this in your graphing calculator. So everybody put that in your graphing calculator. Y equals. Clear out your calculator. And write your y to y sub 3, their third graph, y equals x. Make sure that's in there. So I'm going to put 3/4 x plus 9. So parentheses, 3 divided by 4, parentheses, x plus 9. There it is, it's in. So now I got to find the inverse equation, and then I'm going to put that one in. Has everybody got the 3/4 x plus 9 in? And you have the third one, y equals x, because that's your reflection line. All right, so now let's work this out. First step is what? Change f of x to y. Second step, switch the y and the x. Y becomes x, x becomes y, and now we want to solve for y. So we're going to work PEMDAS backwards. So how do you get rid of the 3/4? No. We're going to multiply by the 4/3, right? So we're going to first subtract a 9, correct? So we're going to first subtract 9 from both sides, because we're going to do subtraction before we do multiplication or division. So this is x minus 9 on the left side, 3/4 y on the right side. That simplifies to 0. Now we multiply both sides by 4/3 to get rid of the 3/4. This simplifies to 1, or y on the left side or right side. 4/3 times x, we write that down, 4/3 x. And what is 4/3 times 9? Well, I'm going to go out of my calculator, second quit. I'm going to go 4/3, alpha F1, enter. 4/3 times 9 equals 12. 4/3 times 9. So that's equal to 12. So that's minus 12, right?
Second quit.
So now I want to rewrite that. I want to flip it around. Write it y equals 4/3 x minus 12. And the last step is I change the y to f inverse, because it's the inverse function of the one we started with. So this is 4/3 x minus 12. I want to put that in my graphing calculator. So in my graphing calculator underneath y equals, my second equation, I'm going to put parentheses, parentheses 4 divided by 3, parentheses x minus 12. Then I'm going to hit remember this is minus 12, not a negative. So remember the difference between minus 12 and negative. If you put a negative, you're going to get it wrong. So now zoom 6, which is a standard window. Let's see what we get. Is that line reflective of this line? And the answer is yes. Okay, now I'm going to do a zoom 5, just a minute. Do a zoom 5 to square the window up. It'll look better. Let's see if it crosses up here. You think it crosses up here somewhere? It will. It should go right in the center. We got to make the window bigger though, right? So we got to go window, and let's make it bigger. Let's make it negative 50, 55. Negative 50, 50 by 5s. Now hit graph, and let's see if the lines intersect. They do intersect, and this next line should go right smack through them, and it does. So you know you're right. If this was wrong and you had this number wrong, let's say you put minus 9, and when I hit graph, this is what's going to look like. Is that going through the center? No. So something's wrong. Do you see what I'm saying? Just because you had a negative sign wrong. So change that back to positive, and when I hit graph, and I made the graph bigger so I could see the intersection. right smack through it. It's got to look just like that every time to be right. Izzy?
My question was, it was because I didn't see it on the homework answers.
Okay, it's not on here?
No, not the homework answers. Like, I got that, but it was not on the homework.
Okay, I got to figure out what they have then.
The closest thing that is there is like 4/3 parentheses x minus 9. Oh, it's the same thing. Yeah, I can go with it.
Go ahead and go with that. Maybe there was a mistake made on that. Okay, maybe it's a mistake made. Don't worry about it. I'll make sure I don't note that on everybody's. Okay, next. Anybody else want to do another one? How about 15 and 16?
We just did. No.
We haven't done 15 or 16. Or did we do that?
We did 15.
Okay, we did 15 this morning.
We did more.
Yeah, we did 15 this morning. Do you want to see 16? Let's do 16. So we're still videoing, I think. Yes, we're at 6 minutes. So let's do 16 because it's a little bit different. F of x equals, now it's starting to get easier, yes? Minus 4x plus 1 divided by 5. So the first thing is you change the f of x to y. Now, you switch the x and y's around, right? So y becomes x becomes y. And now you got to solve for y. Do you get rid of the -4, the 1, or the 5 first? And the answer is the 5, because it's in the denominator. How do you get rid of a 5 when it says divide by 5? Multiply by 5. This is a special case. So we're going to multiply both sides by 5. You get 5x equals 5 divided by 5 simplifies to 1. Why isn't that not nice? That looks terrible. So minus 4y plus 1 is your right side. Now what do? Subtract 1, right? Just like we multiplied by 5 first, we're going to subtract 1 both sides. You get 5x minus 1 equals -4y. And now we divide every term by what? -4. Don't forget the negative. And you get -5 fourths x plus 4, that's a plus right there, equals, that simplifies to 1, y. Switch the whole thing around. Y equals -5 fourths x plus 4. We're going to put both of these in our graphing calculator here and here and see if the y equals x line goes through the center. Yes? Everybody, stop what you're doing and do this so you have practice of checking your work. So y equals clear, clear. So I'm clearing the first two. I'm leaving my y equals x in. I want to first put in this equation. Now, this one you got to put parentheses around the whole numerator, like that. And then divide by 5. So you go parentheses, -4x plus 1 parentheses, then divide that whole numerator by 5. So then you put the divided by sign, 5. Does everybody see how I do that? If you don't do that, it's going to only divide it by 1, and you're going to have the whole thing wrong and not know why.
Did you do it like with the alpha?
Yes, yes. Okay, let me show you what she's saying. You could go alpha F1, enter, and you could put that in the numerator, -4x plus 1 like that, and then arrow to the denominator and put a 5. You could do it like that and hit enter. There's another way of doing it. Yes, Izzy. And then down here, we're going to put in -5 fourths x. So I do parentheses, -5 divided by 4 parentheses x. And Izzy does alpha F1, right? To put the -5 fourths x. And then plus 4. Whichever way you do it, it's fine with me. Now hit zoom 6 to get a standard window. And something's wrong.
It's because you still have like the 50 thing.
What did I do wrong?
You have the
You
50.
still have the 50, negative 50. You gotta go to window.
It's still not right. Let's go
No,
zoom
but, like,
6. Something's wrong.
You gotta go to
no, it was because you have the thing with like 50 from the last problem.
No.
the window.
In the window.
And the window's right.
Oh,
Oh.
No, we got something wrong.
mine?
Oh, I see. Wait, negative 4x plus 1 over 5. Negative 5 fourths x plus 4. Oh boy. Something's wrong.
What problem?
Is the problem wrong? Negative 4x
Shouldn't
plus...
it be 1/4
Is it like
instead?
this?
It should be 1/4 instead of just 4. And then
Oh yeah. Ha, see? Right here. That should be 1/4, not 4. See how it's wrong? But see how I checked it? It's wrong. I'm glad I actually did this. And I didn't do it on purpose. I blew it. That's good. I'm glad I did it. That should be 1/4. So therefore, do you see, you graph it? That's not right. Something's wrong. So you should say something's wrong, and you have to go through the whole problem to see what you did wrong. And Izzy got it. 1/4 right there. I put a 4. Easy mistake to make. So now if I change y equals to 1/4 here,
it works.
you got to do parentheses, 1 divided by 4 parentheses, right? Now when you hit graph, there it is. It works.
Wait, what do you do?
What do you mean? Now, I would go zoom 6 and then I'd follow that by zoom 5, because then it squares the window up better for you. Zoom 6 followed by zoom 5. I'm actually glad that worked out. Now it works. There's done. Do you see the difference between having it right and having it wrong? I hope you see it. I just did it wrong. I'm glad I did it wrong. And we had to figure out why. Because if you get on a test and you don't have this picture, you're wrong. So you're just going to go, uh-oh. And then they have to go through each step to figure out what you did wrong. Yes. All right, I'm going to do